The last train to Hollow Hill. Have you ever been on a train late at night, when everyone suddenly becomes silent? Not the peaceful kind of silence, the kind that makes your skin crawl. This story happened in October 2019. The police never officially explained it. The train company denied everything, but one survivor still refuses to travel after sunset. He says, "The train wasn't taking us home. It was taking us somewhere else." The last train. Daniel was a 28-year-old software engineer living in Chicago. He worked late almost every Friday. One rainy night, he missed his usual train by only 30 seconds. As he stood alone on the empty platform, an old security guard approached him. "You missed the last train." Daniel sighed. "I know." The old man looked nervous. "No," he whispered. "You missed the right last train." Before Daniel could ask what he meant, another train slowly rolled into the station. Its headlights flickered. Its windows were completely dark. There was no destination displayed. Only one word. Hollow Hill. Daniel had lived in Chicago his whole life. There was no station called Hollow Hill. Strange passengers. The doors opened with a metallic scream. Inside sat around 15 passengers. None of them looked at him. Nobody spoke. Nobody used their phones. An old woman stared at the floor. A little girl hugged a teddy bear missing one eye. A businessman kept checking a watch. That had no hands. Daniel sat near the door. The train started moving, but something felt wrong. Outside the windows, there were no city lights, only endless darkness, almost like the train wasn't moving through Chicago anymore. The announcement, a distorted voice echoed through the speakers. "Next stop," static. "No return." Daniel frowned. He looked around. Nobody reacted. Then every passenger smiled. Not a happy smile. The same empty, lifeless smile. The lights blinked once, twice, 3 times. When they came back, every passenger had turned toward him, without moving their bodies, only their heads. You were the ticket collector. A tall man entered from the next carriage. He wore an old conductor's uniform. His face looked wrong. His eyes were completely black. His mouth stretched too wide. "Tickets, please." Daniel handed him his train ticket. The conductor looked disappointed. "This ticket is for the living." Silence. Then he smiled. "You boarded the wrong train." Daniel stood up. "I'm getting off." The conductor laughed. "There are no exits anymore." "We're the missing carriage." Daniel ran toward the next carriage. It wasn't another passenger car. It was filled with old suitcases. Thousands of them. Each tagged with a person's name. He saw one. Daniel Brooks. His own name. Inside the suitcase were his wallet, his watch, his apartment keys, even his childhood photograph, as if someone had packed his entire life, years before he was born. For the tunnel. The train entered a massive tunnel. Everything became silent. No wheels, no engine, no breathing. Then every passenger whispered together, "Stay with us." Their voices grew louder. "Stay! Stay! Stay!" Hands reached from beneath the seats, cold, pale, hundreds of them. They grabbed Daniel's legs, his jacket, his arms. The conductor smiled. "Every train needs one new passenger." Daniel jumped through an emergency window. He hit the ground hard. When he woke up, it was morning. Police found him lying beside abandoned train tracks. There was only one problem. Those tracks had been closed. Since 1974, no train had traveled there in over 40 years. When officers checked the security cameras from the station, they saw Daniel, standing alone, talking to thin air. There was no train, no passengers, no conductor, just Daniel, stepping onto invisible tracks. Before disappearing into the darkness, the camera never showed where he went. To this day, railway workers claim that on rainy nights, A train with no destination still passes through Hollow Hill. And if you ever hear a conductor ask, "Tickets, please," don't look up, because if he sees your face, you'll be riding the last train forever. Would you board a train with no destination? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe, because the next story might be even scarier.